Well, welcome back. All right, so geometry. We're going to have a geometry lesson. It's going to be a lesson write-up. This is going to be the next lesson from the metal inset plates that we had on congruency, similarity, and equivalency. On our geometry shelf, we have several of these, what we call constructive triangle boxes. This is the small hexagonal box. Hexa means six. It's a hexagonal box, which means it has six sides. Inside the box are constructive triangles, and I've taken them out to save time for our lesson, and they are here on the table. All right, so inside the box, we have a yellow equilateral triangle, and then we have several of these triangles. And you see that there's a black line here. So what I've done is I've matched black lines to black lines, and I've created a rhombus and another rhombus. Again, this box is full of all these triangles. Then I have these gray triangles, and again, matching the black lines, I've made a large parallelogram. And then right here, I've made a trapezoid by matching these black lines. The children in a preschool classroom have had their hands on this. They've worked with this. They haven't had the lesson on congruency, similarity, and equivalency. But by the time they get to elementary, they've worked with this by matching the lines. It's a sensorial exercise for them in primary. It's now a geometry exercise. So it's important to identify that this is an equilateral triangle because all sides are equal. This is an isosceles triangle because two sides are the same and one is different. What about this one? Oh, all the sides are equal, so that's an equilateral triangle. All right, and we don't have any scaling triangles in here. We only have isosceles and equilateral. Okay, so when you give the lesson, the material is a small hexagonal box, and the prerequisite is a familiarity with the constructive triangle boxes in primary and a lesson on congruency, similarity, and equivalency with the metal inset plates, the one that you had a couple weeks ago. All right, do you all remember congruent? What does congruent mean? Yes, that's right. It means exactly the same shape and exactly the same size. I see two things here that are congruent. Put it right here. Move these over a little bit. This triangle is congruent to this. Right? Do you all agree? Yes. Great. I'm going to put these two back together. I'm going to say that these two pieces are also congruent. Right? And I can prove that by superimposing one on the other. These are exactly the same shape and size. Put them back over here to make my trapezoid. All right. Similar. Do y'all remember what similar means? Similar means the same shape, but different sizes. Oh, this is an equilateral triangle, and this is an equilateral triangle. So the angles match up. This proves that they're both equilateral triangles, but they're different sizes. So these two pieces are similar. This small equilateral triangle is similar to this one. All right, what else did we learn about in that other lesson? Oh yes, equivalent. Equivalent means exactly the same, or it takes up the same amount of space. So let's explore that. All right, so I know that three of these pieces make an equilateral triangle, just like this one. I have three of these here. Oh, look at that. Now I have a trapezoid and an equilateral triangle that are equivalent to each other. And how do I know that? Have 3 and 3. right? I have 6 total, and I had 3 to make my equilateral triangle, and I had 3 to make my large rhombus equivalent. Okay, so obviously there are lots of other options here. The first lesson is to give an example. The second period lesson would be to ask the different children at the lesson, can you show me an example of congruent? And it's fine if it's the same one that you showed. Can you show me an example of similar? Can you show me an example of equivalent? And then invite them to explore and find more examples. All right, so congruency, similarity, and equivalency with the small hexagonal box. Okay, your follow-up is going to be they can make charts, they can get big chart paper and draw examples of congruent, similar, and equivalent on the chart paper. They can make booklets. They can find other examples of congruent, similar, and equivalent in the environment, so they can be creative. Okay. And that is the end of congruent, similarity, and equivalence with the small hexagonal box.